Now then, Robert, can you remember what time it was when you got back to the farm?
Must have been about 6:30.
Tell the court what you saw.
Well, I could see straight away that the barn was on fire. Dad was running out of the house. And he said he could hear people inside the barn. He told me to ring 999.
Did he say anything about your mother being inside the barn?
No, he didn't know who it was.
So it was a surprise when Richie Carter came out of the barn?
Yeah. I got this horrible sick, sinking feeling straight away. I mean, if Richie was in there, where was my mum?
If you need to take a break, please do say so. We all understand how hard this is for you.
I'm fine. Thanks.
Then what happened?
Richie was coughing and choking. I could hardly understand a word he was saying. And he grabbed Dad, really rough, and he was shouting at him, "What have you done? What have you done?" But I promise you, Dad didn't have a clue what I was talking about. I'm sure of it. It was really weird. Stuff was happening, but none of it made any sense. It was like a really bad dream.
Then your father went into the barn?
Richie wanted to go, but he could hardly walk, and he was all burnt and stuff. He'd never have made it. Dad told him not to be so stupid, and he went instead.
Did he physically stop Richard Carter from going back into the barn?
Sort of. Dad grabbed him, but Richie just fell over anyway. He was just lying on the ground, choking. And then Dad went in. And well, the thing is, all this stuff was happening. And...
What is it, Robert?
I was so worried about Mum and Dad. I never did ring 999. Maybe if I had.
Robert, you told my learned friend, Mr. Hamilton Jones, that when you came into the farmyard, you saw your father coming out of the house.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to think very carefully about that. You see, your father has already told the court that he came out of the house, saw the fire, heard voices inside the barn, and then you arrived, and he told you to dial 999.
Yeah, that's right.
Which one?
What?
When you came into the yard, did you actually see him coming out of the front door, or was he already at the barn?
I suppose he was already there. He looked like he'd just come out, though. A bit out of breath, you know.
But for all you know, he could have come out of the barn, or from one of the fields, or anywhere.
I suppose. I don't know.
What about your brother, Andrew?
No, he definitely came from the house. I saw him coming out the door, definitely.
Thank you, Robert. Now, this was about 6:30, yes? And you were coming back to the farm. Where had you been?
Kathy's.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, there must have been a reason. Was there a problem at home?
Not really. A bit, I suppose.
Had you had an argument?
Robert, we need you to speak up when you answer the question. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about this argument.
Well, it was nothing, really. I wanted to go on a school trip, but Dad didn't have the money. So I asked Mum. And then Richie gave me the money. When Andy found out, he went totally ape. We had this fight on the bus.
And then what happened?
I went to stay at Kathy's.
Were you afraid to go home? Were you frightened of your brother?
No.
Did you think your dad will be cross with you for taking money from Mr. Carter?
Maybe.
But You stayed away from home for 2 nights because of this argument.
I suppose.
Were you afraid to come home because you thought your father might punish you, Robert?
My lord, is this really necessary?
I understand your line of questioning, Miss Browning. However, I am inclined to agree with Mr. Hamilton-Jones. Please move on.
But he's never touched me.
It's all right, Robert. You don't need to answer that question.
No, I'm serious. He's never hit me, honest.